RC Airtel/2026 Digital-Sabotage Master Summary. 1. Section 1. Facts. Airtel exclusive software. The 19th of February 2026 remote hijacking. 35 gigabytes data sabotage. 475 Indian rupees extortion. 2. Section 2. Parties. Victim. Ranjit Chaudhary. Accused. Bharti Airtel Limited. KMP. Gopal Vittal. Officer Ramesh. 3. Section 3. Jurisdiction. Dwarka. Delhi. IT Act. BNS 2023. Article 256. Maintainable legal complaint. 4. Section 4. Action. Triggered the 19th of February 2026. Recurring hardware lock. 35 gigabytes. Irreversible loss. Final refusal the 3rd of July 2026. 5. Section 5. Timeline. 1902. Wipe. 2302. Liability notice. 0103. Admission. 1903. NCRP. 20803260023952. 6. Section 6. Admissions. Written emails. 0103 and 0703. Unfortunate incident admitted. Weak indoor coverage confirmed. 7. Section 7. Evidence. Triangulation of 35 gigabytes wipe logs, plus Airtel emails, plus SEC 4366 IT Act. 8. Section 8. Ingredients. SEC 4366 data damage. SEC 308 extortion. SEC 316 breach of trust. Lalita Kumari mandate. 9. Section 9. Violations. Art 14, 1921. Privacy. 300A. Property. Trey I. Quest breach. Unified license violation. 10. Section 10. Precedents. Lalita Kumari. FIR. Puttaswamy. Privacy. Arjun Panditrao. Digital evidence integrity. 11. Section 11. Nature. Cyber sabotage. Aggravated service deficiency. Abuse of dominant digital position. 12. Section 12. Liability. Corporate criminal liability. KMP negligence. Article 256. Regulatory failure. Proven mens rea. 13. Section 13. Rebuttal. Strict liability. SEC 43. Policy less than law. Contracts of adhesion void. Restitutio in integrum. 14. Section 14. Escalation. CP grams. NCRP. PMO. President's Secretariat. SEBI scores. Systematic mechanical closures. 15. Section 15. Annexures. Master Index A1Z1. Forensic hash values. Correlated email repository. 16. Section 16. BSA 2023. Section 63. Certificate. Metadata integrity. Chain of custody. Admissible electronic logs. 17. Section 17. Hierarchy. Constitutional, regulatory, and law enforcement correspondence logs. 18. Section 18. Notices. 7-day final notice. Cease and desist. Willful noncompliance recorded. 19. Section 19. Risk. Irreparable 35 gigabytes loss. Privacy exposure. Systemic risk to public digital infrastructure. 20. Section 20. Prayer. Immediate FIR. Forensic server audit. Restoration. Exemplary compensatory damages. 21. Section 21. Mandate. FR mandatory. Lalita Kumari. Statutory duty enforcement. Non-discretionary action. 22. Section 22. Rights. Writ of mandamus. Art 226. Concurrent civil criminal proceedings. Without prejudice. 23. Section 23. Truth. Statement of truth. BSA. Verification. Absolute non-suppression affidavit. 24. Section 24. Control. Version V 3.0. RCV 3.0-MASTER. Final legal. Pagination control. 25. Section 25. Declaration. Documentary reliance. Verifiable logs. 100% evidence allegation linkage. 1. अनुभाग 1 कार्यकारी सारांश पूरे मामले का निचोड़। इसमें बताया गया है कि एयरटेल ने कैसे आपके फोन का नियंत्रण लिया और 35 गीगाबाइट डेटा नष्ट कर दिया। 2. अनुभाग 2 पक्षकार। इसमें आपकी शिकायतकर्ता और एयरटेल आरोपी की पूरी कानूनी जानकारी और जिम्मेदार अधिकारियों के नाम है। 3. अनुभाग 3 अधिकार क्षेत्र। यह साबित करता है कि दिल्ली, द्वारका की अदालत और पुलिस को इस मामले की सुनवाई का कानूनी हक है। 4. अनुभाग 4 कार्रवाई का कारण। वो विशिष्ट समय और घटनाएं जब ये अपराध शुरू हुआ और कैसे ये आज भी जारी है। 5. अनुभाग 5 घटनाक्रम, तारीख दर तारीख पूरी कहानी। कब डेटा उड़ा, कब आपने शिकायत की और कब एयरटेल ने जवाब दिया। 6. अनुभाग 6 स्वीकारोक्ति, एयरटेल के उन ईमेल का विश्लेषण जहां उन्होंने अपनी गलती या दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना को अनजाने में स्वीकार किया है। 7. अनुभाग 7 तथ्य साक्ष्य कानून, सबसे महत्वपूर्ण हिस्सा। इसमें हर आरोप के सामने उसका सबूत और संबंधित कानूनी धारा लिखी गई है। 8. अनुभाग 8 कानूनी विश्लेषण, आईटी एक्ट और नए भारतीय न्याय संहिता बीएनएस की धाराओं का गहराई से विश्लेषण। 9. अनुभाग 9 संवैधानिक उल्लंघन, ये बताता है कि कैसे एयरटेल ने आपके मौलिक अधिकारों, निजता और संपत्ति का अधिकार को तोड़ा है। 10. अनुभाग 10 न्यायिक मिसालें, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पुराने बड़े फैसले जैसे ललिता कुमारी केस जो आपके पक्ष को मजबूत करते हैं। 11. अनुभाग 11 अपराध का वर्गीकरण, ये तय करता है कि ये साइबर अपराध है, सेवा में कमी है या आपराधिक विश्वासघात। 12. अनुभाग 12 जवाबदेही तय करना, ये खंड एयरटेल के बड़े अधिकारियों केएमपी की व्यक्तिगत और आपराधिक जिम्मेदारी तय करता है। 13. अनुभाग 13 रणनीतिक खंडन, एयरटेल जो भी बहाने बना सकता है जैसे तकनीकी खराबी, उनका पहले से ही कानूनी जवाब। 14. अनुभाग 14 शिकायत लॉग, अब तक आपने जहां जहां शिकायत की, CPGRAMS, NCRP, PMO, उन सब का रिकॉर्ड और उन पर हुई लापरवाही। 15. अनुभाग 15 अनुलग्नक सूची, सभी सबूतों एनेक्चर्स की एक मास्टर लिस्ट ताकि कोई भी सबूत आसानी से ढूंढा जा सके। 16. अनुभाग 16 डिजिटल साक्ष्य, नए कानून PSA 2023 के तहत आपके डिजिटल सबूतों की सत्यता का प्रमाण पत्र और तकनीकी विवरण। 17. अनुभाग 17 पत्राचार भंडार, राष्ट्रपति सचिवालय से लेकर साइबर पुलिस तक किए गए सभी पत्राचारों का व्यवस्थित संग्रह। 18. अनुभाग 18 कानूनी नोटिस, एयरटेल को भेजे गए औपचारिक कानूनी नोटिस और उनकी तरफ से दिए गए या न दिए गए जवाब। 19. अनुभाग 19 जोखिम का आकलन, ये बताता है कि डेटा खोने से आपको कितना बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है और ये समाज के लिए क्यों खतरनाक है। 20. अनुभाग 20 प्रार्थना मांग, आप प्रशासन से क्या चाहते हैं, जैसे FIR दर्ज हो, डेटा वापस मिले और हर्जाना मिले। 21. अनुभाग 21 अनिवार्य अनुपालन, पुलिस और अधिकारियों को याद दिलाना कि कानूनन वे इस मामले में FIR दर्ज करने के लिए बाध्य हैं। 22. अनुभाग 22 अधिकारों का आरक्षण, यह कहना कि आप इस मामले को हाई कोर्ट या अन्य अदालतों में ले जाने का अधिकार सुरक्षित रखते हैं। 23. अनुभाग 23 सत्यता की घोषणा, आपकी शपथ की इस डॉसियर में लिखी हर बात पूरी तरह सच है और आपने कुछ नहीं छुपाया है। 24. अनुभाग 24 दस्तावेज नियंत्रण, फाइल का वर्जन V3.0 और पेज नंबरिंग का प्रबंधन ताकि कोई पन्ना बदला न जा सके। 25. अनुभाग 25 साक्ष्य निर्भरता घोषणा, अंतिम पुष्टि की हर आरोप ठोस दस्तावेजी सबूतों पर आधारित है, न कि केवल बातों पर। Title: Comprehensive Legal Dossier, Evidentiary Record and Enforcement Brief. Case Reference: RC Airtel/2026 Digital-Sabotage. Section 1: Executive Summary and Preliminary Submissions. 1.1 Concise Statement of Facts. Digital Trespass and Data Sabotage. 1.2 Core Grievances. Unauthorized Access and 35 gigabytes data loss. 1.3 Substantial Questions of Law involved. 1.4 Urgent Interim and Final Reliefs Sought. Summary. Section 2 Parties, Locus Standi, and Liability Framework. 2.1 Complainant Details. Identity, Legal Standing and Locus Standi. 2.2 Accused Entity, Bharti Airtel Limited. Corporate Profile and Licensee Status. 2.3 Identification of Responsible Officers, KMP, Nodal and Appellate Officers. 2.4 Theory of Vicarious, Joint, and Several Liability Analysis. Section 3 Jurisdiction, Maintainability, and Legal Competence. 3.1 Territorial Jurisdiction, Dwarka, Delhi. 3.2 Subject Matter Jurisdiction, IT Act, BNS, BSA, CPA. 3.3 Statutory Duty of Authorities. Constitutional Mandate under Articles 256 and 14. 3.4 Maintainability under applicable national legal framework. Section 4 Accrual of Cause of Action. 4.1 Origin and Date of First Incident, Chronological Genesis. 4.2 Continuing and Recurring Nature of Cause of Action. 4.3 Specific Trigger Events mandating immediate legal action. Section 5 Master Chronology of Events, Admitted Facts. 5.1 Detailed Tabular Timeline, Incident and Communication Log. 5.2 Identification of Critical Incidents, the 35 gigabytes data wipe event. 5.3 Record of Administrative Delay and Inaction by Authorities. Section 6 Admissions, Undisputed Facts and Inferences. 6.1 direct admissions by accused, emails and technical records. 6.2. Analysis of evasive replies and their legal implications. 6.3. Deemed admissions, non-denial of material facts by accused. Section 7. Fact evidence law triangulation. 7.1. Each allegation mapped to specific supporting evidence. 7.2. Corresponding legal provision for each alleged offense. 7.3. Integrated correlation establishing prima facie case. Section 8. Ingredient-wise legal analysis. 8.1. Offense-wise breakdown. IT Act 2000 and BNS 2023. 8.2. Essential statutory ingredients of each offense. 8.3. Mapping of admitted facts to each legal ingredient. 8.4. Prima facie establishment of cognizable cyber offenses. Section 9. Legal and constitutional violations. Grounds. 9.1. Statutory violations. Special and general laws. 9.2. Constitutional violations. Articles 14, 19, 21, 300A and 256. 9.3. Regulatory breaches. TRAI, DOT, and MEAD equality of service norms. 9.4. Alternative legal classification without prejudice. Section 10. Judicial precedents and binding law. 10.1. Supreme Court judgments. Mandatory FIR, privacy, due process. 10.2. High Court judgments. Persuasive legal value. 10.3. Direct applicability of case law to present facts. Section 11. Nature and classification of offenses. 11.1. Cyber offenses. Unauthorized access. Data interference. Sabotage. 11.2. Consumer law violations. Aggravated deficiency in service. 11.3. Criminal misconduct. Negligence and breach of trust. 11.4. Abuse of dominant position in digital infrastructure. Section 12. Fixing liability and corporate accountability. 12.1. Corporate criminal liability of accused entity. 12.2. Individual criminal liability of responsible officers. 12.3. Regulatory failure and dereliction of statutory duty. 12.4. Mens rea versus gross negligence analysis. Section 13. Defense preemption. Strategic rebuttal. 13.1. Anticipated technical or legal defenses by accused. 13.2. Categorical legal rebuttal to each anticipated defense. 13.3. Reinforcement of liability notwithstanding contractual disclaimers. Section 14. Compliance failure and escalation matrix. 14.1. Master complaint log, CP grams, NCRP, SEBI scores, etc. 14.2. Pattern of non-response and mechanical disposal. 14.3. Formal escalations to constitutional and regulatory authorities. 14.4. Documentary proof of systemic administrative failure. Section 15. Evidence synopsis and ANNEXURE matrix. 15.1. Master Annexure Index, categorized A1 to ZN. 15.2. Concise description of each digital or physical exhibit. 15.3. Explicit link to each allegation or statutory offense. 15.4. Cross-referencing to sections in the dossier. Section 16. Digital Evidence and Forensic Compliance, BSA 2023. 16.1. Hash values and metadata integrity. 16.2. Server logs, IP trails and technical electronic records. 16.3. Certificate under Section 63. Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam, 2023. 16.4. Chain of Custody Declaration for Digital Evidence. Section 17. Correspondence Repository, hierarchical. 17.1. Constitutional Wing, President Secretariat, PMO. 17.2. Law Enforcement Wing, MHA, Cyber Police, Delhi Police. 17.3. Regulatory Wing, MIETI, TRAI, SEBI. 17.4. Corporate Communication Wing, Interparts Correspondence. Section 18. Pre-litigation steps and statutory notices. 18.1. Legal notices and cease and desist orders, issued. 18.2. Analysis of official replies or willful non-replies. 18.3. Proof of service and record of continued non-compliance. Section 19. Grounds for urgent intervention and risk assessment. 19.1. Irreparable harm, permanent loss of professional and personal data. 19.2. Financial, legal, and privacy risk exposure. 19.3. Public interest considerations. Accountability of public licensees. Section 20. Prayer with enforcement directions. 20.1. FIR be immediately registered for cognizable offenses disclosed herein under IT Act and BNS. 20.2. A. Fair, impartial, and time-bound criminal investigation be conducted. 20.3. Comprehensive forensic investigation of affected devices, server and backend logs, IP trails, and authentication history. 20.4. Responsibility of all involved persons to be identified and fixed. 20.5. Penal action to be initiated under applicable provisions. 20.6. Exemplary compensation and damages awarded for loss and harm. 20.7. Consequence clause. Non-action triggers, writ intervention or personal liability for officials. 20.8. Any other order or direction deemed fit in interest of justice. Section 21. Legal trigger and mandatory compliance clause. 21.1. Disclosure of cognizable offenses mandates FIR registration. Lalita Kumari versus Govit of UP. 21.2. Failure to act constitutes criminal dereliction of statutory duty, an Article 256 violation. 21.3. Authorities are legally bound to enforce law and cannot exercise discretion. Section 22. Without prejudice and reservation of rights. 22.1. Right to initiate concurrent civil, criminal, and constitutional proceedings. 22.2. Right to approach High Court under Article 226 for writ of mandamus. 22.3. Right to seek additional remedies as facts evolve. Section 23. Declaration, verification, and statement of truth. 23.1. Verification clause. 23.2. Formal statement of truth. As per BSA 2023 standards. 23.3. Affidavit of absolute non-suppression of material facts. Section 24. Index and document control system. 24.1. Master index and pagination control. 24.2. Version control. RCV 3.0. MASTER. 24.3. Filing, reference and cross-referencing system. Section 25. Evidence reliance declaration. 25.1. All allegations are based on verifiable documentary and electronic evidence. 25.2. Each annexure explicitly linked to statutory offense or allegation. 25.3. Evidence directly supports every allegation made in this dossier. Full chronological list of all 9 authorities corrected. 1. President Secretariat for Constitutional Protection of Fundamental Rights, Privacy/Property. 2. Prime Minister's Office, PMO, for executive oversight of the Digital India Safety Mandate. 3. Cabinet Secretariat for interministerial coordination and holding top bureaucrats accountable. 4. Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, for law enforcement, NCRP monitoring, and FIR registration. 5. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MIETI, for investigating IT Act violations and data sabotage. 6. Department of Telecommunications, DOT, for auditing Airtel's Unified License compliance. 7. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, for penalizing predatory trade practices and service deficiencies. 8. Ministry of Consumer Affairs, for seeking compensation for aggravated deficiency in service. 9. Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, for addressing corporate governance failures in a listed company.
1. President of India, 2. PMO, 3. Cabinet Secretary, 4. MHA, 5. MIETI, 6. MOC, 7. MOF, 8. MCA, 9. MCA Consumer.
Section 12. List of authorities and ADDRESSEES to content. 1. The HONBLE, President of India, Head of the Republic. Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi 110004. 2. The HONBLE, Prime Minister of India, Head of Government. Prime Minister Office, PMO, South Block, New Delhi 110011. 3. The Cabinet Secretary, Government of India, Administrative Head. Cabinet Secretariat, Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi 110004. 4. The Union Home Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, for Cyber Trespass, National Security, North Block, New Delhi 110001. 5. The Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MIETI, for Information Technology Act related matters. Electronics, Niketan 6, CGO Complex, Lodi Road, New Delhi 11003. 6. The Director General, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT-IN, for examination of data sabotage and device control related cyber incidents. Electronics, Niketan 6, CGO Complex, Lodi Road, New Delhi 11003. 7. The Secretary, Department of Telecommunications Licensing Authority, Sanchar Bhawan, 20 Ashoka Road, New Delhi 110001. 8. The Chairman, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Sector Regulator, Mahanagar Dorsanchar Bhawan J.L. Nehru Marg New Delhi 110002. 9. The Chairman Securities and Exchange Board of India for Corporate Governance and Listed Entity Compliance, SEBI Bhavan BKC Mumbai 40051. 10. The Chief Executive's National Stock Exchange of India, Exchange Plaza C1, Block G Bandra Kurla Complex Bandra E Mumbai 400051. 11. The Chief Executive's Bombay Stock Exchange for listing compliance, Firoz Jijibhoi Towers, Dalal Street, Mumbai 400001. 12. The Governor Reserve Bank of India for Airtel Payments Bank and Financial Compliance Central Office Building, Shahid Bhagat Singh Road, Mumbai 40001. 13. The Secretary Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Registrar of Companies ROC for Director Liability, Shastri Bhawan, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Road, New Delhi 110001. 14. The Commissioner Central Consumer Protection Authority for Unfair Trade Practices, Krishi Bhawan, New Delhi 110001. 15. And all other competent statutory authorities having jurisdiction over the matters stated herein.